George Street, lot 117.01, lot 1, in the CB zoning district.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me just get my client inside.
Sure.
Thank you.
I didn't prepare a report for this. It's no site engineering, and I'm feeling a little bit on the weather. So really good.
All right, feel better.
Thank you.
Representing Matrix AEW LLC.
Hold on a second. Hey, you guys, we have to have this quiet as possible because we're recording this. Please go ahead.
Okay, want me to start over?
Yeah, please.
Sure, okay. Yeah, Charles Liebling, representing Matrix AEW and LLC from the firm of Twin Marks. The applicant is the owner of the building located at George and New Street, 303 George Street. I'm sure everybody knows which one that is. Block 117.01, lot 1. It's kind of a sister building to 317 George Street next door. And behind it is a parking garage. It's part of the complex that both buildings use. This is a very simple and limited application. We're just seeking approval to put in a new projecting sign in the same location where the current facade sign is, indicating identifying the two buildings, 303 and 317, as well as the fact that parking is located down the driveway behind those buildings. The content of both signs is similar, and just for the record, we will certainly agree to any condition of approval that although there is an off-premise, this isn't quote an off-premises sign, we will retain the content of the sign as we present it to you this evening, just the addresses and the parking information. The application includes 4 bulk variances, one of them being an off-premises sign, and they're really just needed to make the sign work and have the intended effect of telling people where they need to go. Our planner, Christine Nazarek-Cafone, will provide testimony in support of those variances. But first, our engineer, Mike McKenna from Bowman, will present the technical aspects of the application for you. Does everybody have their, yes, I see you got your sign. That is okay.
Please state your name, spell your last name.
R. Michael McKenna, that's M-C-K-E-N-N-A.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may proceed.
Thank you.
Mr. McKenna, you prepared for this board before, haven't you?
Yes, many times.
Okay. Are you still a licensed engineer in the state of New Jersey?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Chairman, you're interested in hearing his qualifications?
I've been here for a while. I don't remember Mr.
Okay, all right.
We
Mr.
can just put him on the
McKenna?
record as a planning board. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, as a factual matter, this whole block in here,
Before-
George and New, I've been working on since 2002.
Right, but I think we made it at the planning board.
Oh, we have.
Yeah, so, okay.
You try to stay out of trouble, you know.
Okay, so why don't you give the benefit of your educational background to the board?
I'm a licensed professional engineer in New Jersey. I've been in the practice of professional engineering solely since I got out of college in 1974. I'm a partner in a number of firms, and just do this on a regular basis. I appear in almost every city in New Jersey.
So we will accept it as a technical.
Thank you. Thank you. This particular piece, Chuck's right, we've been working on this thing for almost 20 years or close to it, the whole block. And what brings us here tonight is a sign on the New Street side of the building, 303 George. And if you know this block, there's really 2 buildings here, 317. There's a parking garage and a new residential building on Nielsen. We did that one as well. And so this appears, as you come up the road on New Street, to be a dead end, but it's actually the entrance to the garage, and the garage is used for the residential as well. And what brings us here tonight, and Christine will give you all the facts, I circled the area in red because it's so small you can hardly see it on my exhibit, which is the plans that were submitted. The sign here projecting off the building. The sign is 4 feet wide and 20 feet high. Similar to the one that's on this Quincy building, just to the east of it. And the message, as Chuck said, is strictly the address, 303, 317, so you know you're coming over here as well. And access to 24-hour parking. These offices are used for medical, I guess various medical tenants, right? And the board recently approved a canopy that's on the building. We did the parking garage and the other residential building about 5 or 6 years ago.
Mr. Lieberman, why don't we just mark that as A1 since it is different from the plans that were submitted to the board?
Yes, thank you.
No, actually, I think this is the same one, other than the fact that I had colored it up. It's
Right.
A1, it's 72293, and the name of this thing is Sign Location Plan. It wasn't always submitted to the board, but I did put a red circle on it because you really got to search to find the subject of tonight's conversation.
Okay.
Not much else I can say, Chuck.
You all have, as part of the application package, the actual sign dimensions and location and so forth. Any questions? Those were not prepared by Mr. McKenna, but if you have any questions, we can certainly try to respond to them. We also have a representative of the applicant here.
And member of the board, any questions for this witness?
So, well, the sign is gonna just say 303, 317?
Exactly what you see on the
Right, yes.
Okay,
303 is on New, and 317 is kind of on
Right.
George, but you get to it.
I know it's confusing over there for people that don't
Yeah,
get it.
Right, okay. We received a report from the board's planner. I think there was just one request that we modify the plans to show that the existing facade sign will be removed. Any issue taking care of that on any post-approval?
Oh, absolutely, not at all.
Okay,
Yeah, no reason to have two, the same thing.
okay.
That's really all, I was just going to
Yeah,
show you the
I don't have any
location.
more questions for him.
Any member, any other? No, hearing none, the next witness, please.
Thank you.
Please state your name, spell your last name.
Christine, Christina, Mazzaro, Nazzaro, Capone, CO, F as in Frank, O-N-E. Business address is 125 Half Mile Road, Suite 200, Red Bank, New Jersey.
I swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
You may proceed.
Have you been before this board before?
I have testified before this board and about 425 other boards throughout the state of New Jersey. I'm a licensed professional planner.
Have your credentials changed since the last time you
They have not.
will accept you as the next witness?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just, as you know, we have four
Yes.
bulk variances.
Four
So
bulk
why don't you go through
variances.
those?
So the variances that we are asking for are for the size and the setback and the thickness of the proposed sign, as well as the fact that we are technically an off-premises sign, as we're advertising for 303 and 317 and 24-hour park. So I think that given the circumstances of the application, that the C2 statutory criteria are applicable here, where in the absence of any hardship, if the board finds that this is a better zoning alternative and that some purposes of the land use law would be advanced if the application were granted, then the board is certainly within their right to grant the variance relief. I think here in this particular application, I think criteria I, which talks about a desirable visual environment, this is going to be an attractive blade sign, much like the Quincy, so I think it's attractive, and I also think it's proportionate to the scale of the building. So I think certainly you could rely on criteria I. But probably more importantly here is criteria H, which talks about promoting the free flow of traffic. And it's been represented to us by our client who is here this evening that some of the tenants have been told it's difficult to, some of the patrons of some of the offices are having difficulty, they're missing the turn. So we think that this signage is going to help them to be able to get to the parking, and we advertise in addition to 303 and 317, the parking. So I think the board can rely on criteria H here as well. So that's the positive criteria that we satisfy for the grant of this variance. We also have a burden of proof to demonstrate to you that the negative criteria are satisfied, that there be no substantial detriment. The land use law does not ask you to hold us or any other applicants to the standard that there be no detriment. Just the benefits of the grant of the variance would outweigh any detriment. So here, I think this is one where there's a real lack of detriments. I think it's attractive. I think the blade side has great curb appeal. It's going to help people in the car and possibly walking get to and from the site safely and more efficiently, eliminating the need for them to have to circle or make illegal turns. So really, I see a lack of substantial detriments. We're absolutely consistent with the stated purpose of the C4 zoning district, where this is located. The intent and purpose of this district is to provide for the expansion and preserve the integrity of the character and pedestrian scale of the downtown central business district, which serves as an urban regional center. So really, I see no substantial detriment to the zone plan or the public good. Only benefits of this application were moved favorably by this board. I think we meet our statutory burden of proof for the grant of the C2 variance, establishing the positive and negative criteria for the relief.
I don't have any other questions for Mr. Fung.
So is this only on one side of the sign, or is it on both sides? Like I'm trying to think of the Quincy, if the Quincy says Quincy on both sides.
On both sides?
Right.
It does.
It's on both,
It's over
right?
there.
Yeah, it's
And
on
so
both
does this.
sides,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. These people are also coming.
Right,
the
from the
other direction,
same left,
so-
yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Sound
It
good.
should.
Great.
Any other questions? Seeing none, your next witness.
Don't have any others. This is,
So, any member of the board have anything? No? All right, then at this time, I'd like to open it up to the public. Anyone from the public like to come up and comment or have any questions on this application? Seeing none, I'll close the public portion.
Just want to thank you for your consideration. We believe we've satisfied the proofs necessary for you to grant the variance. If you do see fit to vote in favor of it, I think my colleague asked me to present as a reminder that no county planning board application will be required, and that need not be put in any conditions of approval. Thank you.
Board comments? Conditions?
So the board acts favorably. The following conditions would be recommended. Compliance with the terms of the Bignell Planning Consultants Report dated July 5th. Planning review escrow funding for all anticipated post-approval reviews. Payment of any outstanding taxes, water, sewer, or other fees to the city of New Brunswick. All utilities and other site improvements to be maintained by the applicant at their sole expense. All temporary encroachments in the public right-of-way shall require city council approval. And bulk variance, 4 bulk variances per side.
Do you have a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Charlotte McNair,
Yes.
Nancy Buffalo,
Yes.
Doug Sheehan. Yes. John Zimmerman,
Yes.
Ivan Adorno. Yes. John Cox.
Yes.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.